Hi, I'm Sean Ghazi, and I'm here with two friends from Tarakucha and our band manager, Hani Azla. Tarakucha began in 2016, and I wanted to have a big band, and I wanted to have a band that had a string section and a horn section, and a co-singer and some backing vocalists. So since 2016, we've had about, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I call them seasons, so 13 seasons, including shows that we've done here at Bobo KL, and two big shows in KL at theatres. We did one at the Gardens Theatre in 2017, and then the next year we did a season at the Platform Ken in Taman Tun. And apart from that, we've been invited to go to Johor Bahru for the Johor Arts Festival, and also to Singapore for Pesta Raya. That was in 2018. But most of the shows have been here in Bangkok. I've known Ida for years. We have performed together. We did a couple of Kabaya jazzes together. And
we were in Piram.
Yes, we were in P. Ramlee the musical together.
Yeah,
you've also come to Portland. We did something in Portland, and the idea sort of started for Tarakucha when I was living in the US, and wanted to kind of put together a big band. And we had started working together on a small show at Bobo.
Piano, violin,
vocal. Yeah, and the genre is more kind of like the musical theatre genre. And then I brought up the idea to Nish about, hey, how difficult would it be to create a big band, and what would that mean in terms of sound? How many musicians would you need, and blah 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 blah. And then we decided to do a trial show. We called it an experiment because I thought it was going to fail.
We did call it an experiment.
I thought,
It was a workshop.
Because it was a lot of
It was a workshop.
Yeah.
No, and also
it was a workshop.
Yeah, it was a workshop. But then we did our first show in October here, and it kind of meletuped, didn't it? Yeah, and then we felt that we needed to carry on and do more. And since then, the band has grown. We brought into the fold the three Kuchets, the three backing vocalists, who also do a bit of dancing.
And we added to the band, we added a drummer.
Yeah,
and then we added two more string players. And then we added saxophone player.
Yeah.
So gradually the band has grown.
Yeah.
So to add a little bit, when you talk about relationship, we are not just band members.
Yeah.
We keep in touch really with each other, and especially during the pandemic, we ask around, like touch base. Are you okay? Do you need anything?
Do you need makan?
Do you need makan? Do you need anything?
Yeah.
Because a lot of this, if not most of the musicians, freelancing is their only source of income.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has affected them a lot.
Yeah.
So
a lot of them teach on the side.
Yes.
Some have other contracts,
Yeah.
and everyone's different, and everyone's trying to
Tarakucha is a family.
Yeah,
It is a family.
We're family.
Yeah.
Pulling everyone together in terms of schedules and that sort of stuff is a thing. But the other thing this year is, of course, the pandemic, and how we put on a show and how we make money given all these restrictions in terms of how many people can be in the audience, can be in the room. So there's a lot of factors that we have to work out, but there will definitely be something this year. I'm not 100% sure what that will be, whether it's an online event or whether it's an event outside at a bigger space where we can do checkerboard seating. There is third party interest that we are talking to someone about doing a season outside of Kuala Lumpur. So there will be something. I'm not so sure at this point what that's going to be.
Whatever is going to happen next will depend a lot on the landscape.
Yeah.
We're not even sure what's going to happen next week and in 2 weeks' time.
I think we're also used to things changing and being announced and then changed.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah.
So I've told myself, don't panic when there's an announcement, even if it's bad news,
True.
because we've seen that announcement can
Yeah.
then
Today and then
tarik
tomorrow.
balik and then
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
So but there's a lot of waiting, a lot of planning.
Yeah, a lot of tentative planning, a lot of things that we want to do, but still unable to go ahead with it. Like would like to do a show probably next month. We'll be able to do something at a certain venue, if not here. But should I book my musicians now?
Yeah.
And block them? I can't block them yet because I don't know whether it's going to happen, whether it can happen. So yeah, things like that, logistics like that you can't proceed with because of the situation that it is. Yeah.
And I think that's just been how it's been for the last year.
Yeah.
People are like, okay, yeah, we want to get things going. Let's plan. Let's work on something. And even sometimes it's like, oh yeah, we can start again. And then we go into rehearsals. And then at rehearsal, the announcement that CMCO is gonna be.
That happened to us.
That happened.
That happened to us.
That literally happened.
It was a show for Bobo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And we had finished our rehearsal. And
Almost.
No, it was actually during rehearsal
Yeah.
when suddenly all these messages were like,
I got it first, and I was like,
CMCO is going to be
guys,
announced.
remind me, what's CMCO? And you were like, no.
We were like,
We just packed up.
Let's get through the rehearsal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, there's so many things up in the air. And we just nothing can be, for certain. Nothing can be saying, it's 100% confirmed it's going to happen. Like everyone's just waiting.
There's
to
all these,
see.
and if something is going to go ahead or is being planned, all these caveats. So we'll plan for that date, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
who knows? But so we'll start rehearsals then. If right?
Yeah.
There's always a second part of it,
Yeah.
right? Morale was the big
Morale.
issue. It's like, and not many people know what it's like in terms of being a performer. You actually have to. There's a prep in terms of your internal gear. Okay, I have a
Yeah.
show then. You gear up whatever you need to
Yeah.
do, and it's physical, it's
Clothes.
workouts,
Yeah.
it's hair, right? It's
Yeah.
skin, it's all
Yeah.
these kind of things that you think, okay,
Sleep.
I need to gear to get through rehearsals, through to the first night, and then I'm home free. So when an MCO or a CMCO is announced, it kind of feels like the rug really is pulled from
Yes.
under you, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
So when you see what he's talking about is how we prep for a musical for a show,
For a show,
a run.
it's not really a gig, is it?
It's
What we
not.
do?
We it's different. I feel that the way we think is different from the way a lot of singers think. Okay, we saw at a show. Okay, tak apa, pakai apa? Lah, we're like a vocal. What do you call it? We're doing our vocal exercises. We're making sure our body's fit. We're making sure.
It takes for me it's a run up.
Yes, which is what.
Although if someone said, okay,
Theatre
based on other
people-
show, well, we
We have to
course.
do
we'd have to
it.
put it
Yes,
off.
yeah.
But the way we Tarakucha is put on, it is a show.
It's really an experience. It's not just 17 people on stage playing their instruments.
It's the best show in
and singing.
town.
It is of course, lah.
I have to say, right? I have to say.
Right.
People come up to us saying, you guys perform.
It's a performance. There's a beginning, a middle, and an ending.
And there's drama.
Story, there's drama.
There's happiness, and then there's
Yeah.
so sad can die,
It,
right?
it takes you into this emotional roller coaster.
Like in terms of
It's
musical
beautiful.
theatre, when all the different parts come together, it's called Sitzpro,
This
right?
probe is just a rehearsal,
which is what happens to us.
Yeah.
Everybody's, okay,
Yeah.
you're doing your thing, and then we're doing
Yeah.
our
This one's
choreography. This one's
pulling hair out.
Yeah, right. Nish writes the
Arrangements.
score and arrangements for every single musician that you see on stage.
We have a handful of originals,
Original tunes, yeah.
which tend to be written by myself and Islin, right? And then the process would be, I would play Chin Chai Li. I would play the version.
Chinchili. I
He
like
would
that.
have like a rangka lah. He would have like a melody. He would have the lyrics, and
Yeah.
he would have basic chords,
And I would have a structure.
and you would have a structure
Yeah.
as to the form of the song.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with Sabrina Kekasih
Right.
Lama. And then you came to me and you sent me a voice recording, and you were like, turn this into a song, kind of. So
Wow, so demanding.
we had a
Formed it.
first draft, and
Yeah.
then we still worked on it. Like, oh, maybe what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? And then
Yeah.
So
And we give each other feedback. I really can't breathe at that point. But,
It's working with Nish, who's also who has worked with musical theatre people. Even us on stage, you, me, the Kuchets, we are also instruments. Because Nish would
Yes.
say, no,
Yeah.
this is your part.
Yeah.
This, which don't lari from that. This is your. This
and
is
if you
your.
lari, you're in trouble.
If you lari, you can see.
You can see the
Oh, takut.
Or just a.
lepas ni ada notes.
Takut, yeah.
It's almost a theatre schedule where
Yes,
we do
exactly.
Act 1,
Yeah.
and we
Act
spot
one.
check Act 1, and then we do Act 2.
We
spot
actually
check
call it
2.
Act
Yeah,
1.
Yeah.
You know.
And then we do a
One
run. We try and then we try and do a top and tail. Top and tail means
So it's not
beginning and endings of
It's
songs.
not just alright. Tarakucha's gonna be here and.
No, it's a full on. It's a full on show.
It's a
Even links from one song to the next,
Yeah.
to the next,
Does it
from the
make
very
sense?
beginning to the
There's a
very end.
storyline.
There's a storyline to it.
Tarakucha is Malaysian.
Yeah.
They're
all
Malaysians.
Yeah.
And there's even during the show, we make a big point about introducing every single band member and where they're from.
And where they're from.
And it's a headache because we have to memorize all of this stuff. Honey, you're from Kuala Pilah.
Yeah,
No.
it's
But so the Malaysian thing is important. The Malaysian songbook is important,
Yes.
and I think this brings us full circle back to your earlier question about the importance or the relevance of the Malaysian songbook, and what we see when we perform this stuff. We see it. We see this tangible kind of memory or something very deep from our fellow Malaysians in the audience, where we touch on a note and
Yeah.
a nerve
Yeah.
about something that it reminds them of why they love Malaysia.
and
Wow.
and while it's important, right, for all the new things, all the hip things, and all the up and coming, that's important going forward. But in order to anchor all that is a group of people who reminds you where we came from, what we were. I was so proud of of everyone when one day I said we have to do a Tamil song.
Yeah,
we've done French,
we've been wanting
done
to do a Tamil
Spanish,
song. Yeah,
and
it was
then
trying to find the
the right one with the help of
our phonetics coach.
yes, Nishant, and we did a Tamil song and then and mixed it up with a
Joget song.
song.
Oh wow.
And the
yeah.
payoff is so satisfying, isn't
So
it?
satisfying.
When you see the audience, they're not expecting it, and suddenly we start Pata Padava, and it's like,
And the
Yeah.
people who know that song, the Indians who know that song, because it's an old song, you see how important it is for those people to go forward, but to have that anchor and those
Yeah.
people to go, oh my God, I used to sing that song when I was a kid. How do you know that song?
we jaga the soundtrack of Malaysia.
The
Yeah.
anchor.
Our history, our stuff that we knew growing up, or songs that mean something to us. Like when we do Mulai Di Sini,
Yeah.
that's another like big
everyone
reaction.
knows it.
Everybody knows it.
Malaysia is changing so much that some people want to leave. Really just want to get out of here, but we want to remind them that they're still us.
Yes.
There's that
Yeah.
shared history, the
Yeah.
shared memories, shared experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, from growing up here and from living here.
Yeah.